What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Odin, coming to you with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the updated numbers for Mission Impossible Fallout. So, as I mentioned the last time I talked about this movie, it had not been released in China yet. Well, we finally have the opening weekend numbers for Mission Impossible, and all I can say is that it just destroys the narrative that has been trying to, that the media and Lucasfilm and all these other people who have been defending the Star Wars, the Disney-controlled Star Wars up to this point. It just totally destroys the narrative that they've been trying to set up, because look at this. Mission Impossible flies into China with a series high of $77 million, meaning that the highest grossing opening weekend for a Mission Impossible film ever. And why is that the case? As I made in the last video, or as I mentioned the last time I talked about this movie, the reason why is because the people making Mission Impossible know what the fans want, what the fans expect, and also that you have to give the fans what they expect and what they want if you want to make any money, if you want to make an actually good story. Something that Rian Johnson and the people at Lucasfilm could probably learn a lot from. Here is proof positive of that. Every film has gotten better and better. I mean, Mission Impossible 1 was great, 2 was terrible, 3 was good, 4 even better, 5 better, 6 better. Now we have to the point where, again, with episode 6, with Fallout, we have probably the best Mission Impossible film in the franchise, and guess what? It's making money. It's making a crap ton of money. And now that it's officially open in China, and if there is a 50% drop between this weekend and next weekend, it would get close to a very, very important number. There's a lot to be said about the comparison between the two. So let's just read the very beginning of the article. It says, refresh for the latest. It says, after cruising into China, the funny pun there, on Friday with the biggest opening day for the franchise, Mission Impossible Fallout jumped to a 3-day launch of $77.3 million. That's a new Middle King record for the series and for star Tom Cruise. It's also 84% higher than Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which itself was a record setter in 2015. 84% higher in China from the 2015 release of Rogue Nation. That is amazing. That is an amazing climb. In the fact that in 3 years it was able to make a film that was even better than its predecessor and was able to also make 85% more is just incredible. It's just crazy. And also, it flies in the face of reason. Again, $77 million already at this point. But as the media tried to push down our throats a long time ago, because Donnie Yen came out and said, oh, well, the reason why it's not doing, it's unfortunate that it's doing bad in China. Why? Because Chinese audiences didn't grow up with Star Wars culture, so unfortunately it didn't work. Didn't grow up with Star Wars culture, so unfortunately it didn't work. Well, they didn't grow up with Mission Impossible culture either, and yet it's working. Why? Because they're good movies. Because they're well-made, well-crafted action films that audiences will want to go see. People who know the franchise, people who have never seen a movie in their life could go into Mission Impossible Fallout and love the film. It's because they're making good movies. And it just amazes me that the excuse was, oh, the reason why is because, they just don't understand Star Wars. They didn't grow up with the Tico. They didn't grow up with the culture. They wouldn't know. You were brought into this movie to try and bring in more audiences, to try and bring in a more mass appeal, because you brought diversity to the film. And just what's wrong, Tico? What's going on? Can you explain it to me? Oh wait, that's right. It's because Last Jedi was terrible, and everything that's come out since then has just been garbage. Not just Solo, but also all the way that they treated the fans has just been terrible from Lucasfilm. They have a PR disaster on their hands, and it's very obvious when you look to Solo again. $200+ million is how much money Solo is losing. It's not going to reach $400 million, and it costs around $500 million to make when you take in everything into account of marketing costs, and also keeping in mind that it only takes 60% of that less than $400 million. So again, around a $200 million loss for Solo, and it just amazes me that the China being the biggest thing that they've been talking about, saying, oh, the reason why is because, it's just not doing well overseas because these people just don't grow up with the culture. It's like, it doesn't matter. They didn't grow up with Mission Impossible, and yet they still want to go see the movie because it's a good movie. It's a good damn film. And if you have not seen it, Fallout yet, please go see it. It is fantastic. That is the reason why you can look to Solo. Oh, how much did that make in its total run? $16 million. In opening weekend, it made $77 million. $16 million. All right, you want to see it again? All right, let's go to something else. Oh, let's go to The Last Jedi. In its total run, $42 million. In its entire run, $42 million, but everything's fine in Star Wars. Oh, it's no problem. I mean, just remember The Force Awakens made $124 million. And so, we looked at 124, compare that to 42. That's not a big drop. That's small. It's because they didn't grow up with Star Wars culture. They just don't understand. It has nothing to do with the fact that the movies aren't good, that the characters aren't compelling, that, it has nothing to do with any of these things, right? But you know what? $77 million with Tom Cruise and the sixth film in a franchise, and somehow it's making more money than ever. How does that happen? It has to be because again they didn't grow up. But wait a minute, Tico, they didn't grow up with Mission Impossible either. So why are they going to see it? I don't understand, Tico. See, Tico doesn't have the answers. Lucasfilm doesn't have the answers because right now the people running those companies, the people running Lucasfilm, the people in charge of all these decisions are idiots who have no idea what they're doing, who have no idea how to make a competent film, and until they learn that, not only are they going to have the fan base, or at least half the fan base, pissed off at them and angry, but also they're not going to make a profit, whether in China or in America. And the proof positive of that is, again, the numbers for Solo. Again, it only made $16 million total when you look at the numbers that it made in China, but already at this point, $392 million. And it made $57,000 this weekend, just about. So this film is not making money anymore. It's not going to reach $400 million. Even if it did reach $400 million, it would still be losing $200 million at the box office. So Lucasfilm has a lot to address, and it is September, and we were promised by a lot of people who had close sources on the inside that Kathleen Kennedy was going to be gone, and that people speculated that Rian Johnson would go with her. So let's pray for a September miracle here, guys. But anyway, guys, what are y'all's thoughts about this? Do you think that Mission Impossible is doing well because just Chinese audiences seem to like Tom Cruise better? Is that the reason why? What do you think is the legitimate reason why this film is doing well overseas and also here in America? I mean, at this point, when you look to the numbers of Mission Impossible, it is getting close to $700 million globally. That is incredible for the sixth film in a franchise to be able to continue to make money and to make more than almost any other film in the previous installments. That's amazing. That is just incredible. It's fantastic, and it really does say a lot about this franchise, what they've been able to do with it, and also how well they know their fans. Something that, again, Lucasfilm, take a look at what they're doing here with the Mission Impossible universe, because not only are they making it a great and fun movie for fans, but they're making it fun for everyone on top of that. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe to Geeks and Gamers channel. We are an amazing community who, again, talk about a variety of different topics. We're bringing more gaming content. We're bringing more gaming news. We're bringing so much content to the channel, guys, and so it's always great to have you on board with us, because we could always use some more people, because this is a growing community and we take you as you are. So anyway, guys, have a great day as always, and God bless.